Welcome to My Utmost for His Highest for September 25th. The go of relationship, Matthew 5, verse 41. Let's look that up in my Bible. I'm going to back up to Matthew 5:38. The chapter title is An Eye for an Eye. You have heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. The go of relationship. And this verse talking about if someone compels you to go 1 mile, go 2 with him. Back in Jesus' time, a Roman soldier, if they were walking past a Jew, they could say, hey, you, carry my pack. And you would have to carry it for 1 mile. And Jesus is saying, go ahead and go 2 miles, right? Be nice and go ahead and do 2. So that's where that saying comes from, going the extra mile beyond the one that you have to do. Our Lord's teaching can be summed up in this: is an impossible one unless He has done a supernatural work in us. Jesus Christ demands that His disciples do not allow even the slightest trace of resentment in His heart when faced with tyranny and injustice. No amount of enthusiasm will ever stand up to the strain that Jesus Christ will put on His servant. Only one thing will bear that strain, and that is the personal relationship with Jesus Christ Himself, a relationship that has been examined, purified, and tested until only one purpose remains. And I can truly say, I am here for God to send me where He will. Everything else may become blurred, but this relationship with Jesus Christ must never be. The Sermon on the Mount is not some unattainable goal. It is a statement of what will happen in me when Jesus Christ has changed my nature by putting His own nature in me. Jesus Christ is the only one who can fulfill the Sermon on the Mount. If we are to be disciples of Jesus, we must be made disciples supernaturally. And as long as we consciously maintain the determined purpose to be His disciples, we can be sure that we are not disciples. Jesus said, you did not choose me, but I chose you. John 15:16. That is the way the grace of God begins. It is a constraint that we can never escape. We can disobey it, but we can never start it or produce it ourselves. We are drawn to God by a work of His supernatural grace, and we can never trace back to find where that work began. Our Lord's making of a disciple is supernatural. He does not build on any natural capacity of ours at all. God does not ask us to do the things that are naturally easy for us. He only asks us to do the things that we are perfectly fit to do through His grace. And that is where the cross we must bear will always come. This was really some good stuff in here. I really just, it's good for us to remember that John 15:16, you did not choose me, but I chose you. And so He has a plan for us, right? And He chose us, for one, but then also just to remember that He has a specific plan, for each one of us. And I like this last line too. God does not ask us to do the things that are naturally easy for us. He only asks us to do things that are perfectly fit for us to do through His grace. And so, when we're trying to do things on our own, it doesn't always work out, right? So always want to go, with God. But keep that in mind too about going that second mile. If God moves your heart to do something for someone, do something extra, just always have that open heart to do. It was interesting that He told them that because, I think about just being a Jewish person back then, or a poor person, and then a Roman soldier comes and says, carry my pack. You might think, oh, here we go again. Like I just carried somebody's pack yesterday, right? But, He said, do it with a cheerful heart. And after you go 1 mile and the soldier says, okay, you're free to go, you could say, no, I'll do another one, and kind of blow their mind. But that's all about the grace of God, right? So hope you go the extra mile today with someone, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. You can order your own copy of the My Utmost for His Highest devotional book by going to utmost.org. And I would love to answer any questions you may have about faith in Jesus. Just email me through my website, nancyjoytoyou.com. And I hope you go out and shine for Him today. See you tomorrow.